Hello friends, this is Coldrun, back with Final Fantasy XIV. I hope you are all doing great today. Um, Before I continue with this Hitting the Books quest, I had a question, or I just, a thought, I guess, or just a change I just noticed that I'm not sure about. Um, the sightseeing clue, because the recommendations they gave me were sightseeing clues, and the sightseeing clues here are all pretty generic. It's just as I soaked in old Charlayan had to offer, old Charlayan, all fine, totally good. But initially the clues were much more descriptive. Like under first clue, which I haven't discovered, maybe I will at some point because it's kind of cool, but under the azure I gazed down upon the warships 3, their billowing sails of crimson leaving no doubt as to who truly rules the seas. Such were the merchants' words as I would see as he saw. So like this tells you where to look for it, but this just says it's in Charlayan. I wonder why that is. Just a strange choice. Anyway. I'm the last, am I? Well, my extended search of the Archon stacks produced 1 or 2 useful books, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. If you recall, Urianger learned of the source's reflections from the Gerin oracles. For its potential to cause panic and confusion, that tome was deemed apocrypha and sealed away in the Great Google Library. 'Tis even less likely that knowledge of the unsundered world, not to mention the horrors of the final days, would be left sitting on a shelf for any curious scholars to find. I mean, maybe they're in the super-secret Archon library, though. It stands to reason that my colleagues, be they Archons or counselors, should perforce be largely ignorant of the subject. Yet when you confronted Master Fourcheneau with the knowledge of the Telophoroi and their machinations, he scoffed, and at the suggestion that they posed a threat, he seemed adamant that the Forum would know if the final days were truly upon us, which only supports the conclusion that whatever privileged wisdom is guiding the Forum's behavior, it's being kept secret from the rest of the nation. Yeah, so they do believe in the final days, they just think that it's not happening right now, maybe? Not that I mean to excuse myself from reading duty. Whether they contain mention of the final days or no, these books could yet hold something of value. You weren't thinking of leaving, were you? There's plenty of work for everyone. Nope. No, God, no. Nope. I would not leave your side, Y'shtola. I don't know if Y'shtola is best girl or not, but she's certainly great. And I would not leave the group work to her. You labor for what feels like an age as Y'shtola's research assistant. Oh, whoops. Right. I keep forgetting, like... Yep. No, ignore. Okay, I keep forgetting that I want to talk to, like, these characters, which I don't usually do. Well, thank you for your help. But I think I can manage the rest without your assistance. You are a crappy assistant. If I were you, I'd steal a few quiet moments for myself. And leave me to my reading. Alphino, he's got a nice pile of books. I've found naught of interest so far. I think Y'shtola might be right about not getting our hopes up. Yeah. Graha just doesn't... Oh, you're seeing Graha's attention go unnoticed. He appears to be lost in his reading. What if we do what it's important to do to any stranger? Let's poke. Nope, no luck. Yeah, Alisaie is not happy with this. Kryel. Oh dear, you look exhausted, but what about your studies? Were you able to find any books on the subjects I mentioned? Then the day was well spent. Should you wish to read them again, a mammoth at the reference desk will point you in the right direction. For the moment, though, I suggest you take a well-deserved rest. We might be occupied with our research for quite some time. Sounds good to me. Alright, Alisaie, what do you got? A seat at the last stand. Alisaie appears in desperate need of a study break. Ready for a tea break, Kikushu? I know I am. Honestly, my neck and shoulders are going to calcify if I don't stretch my legs and walk around for a bit. You know the last stand down in the harbor? That's right, the last stand is like the one place where the food doesn't suck here. Come and meet me near the outside tables, and I'll treat you to their coffee. It's quite good. Hell yeah, I'm on my way. Ready for our coffee meetup? As busy as ever, I see. How very Charlatan that no other gourmet cafe has sprung up to compete for customers. Actually, this crowd gives me an idea. Before we place an order, why don't we ask a few questions and gauge the mood of the city? I'm interested to hear what the average citizen has to say about the Telophori. We might even learn something new. Worth a try, don't you think? Yeah. Absolutely. I assume that they're going to be ignorant of it or dismiss it. That they're going to think, no, it's not really a big deal. Because a lot of these people remind me of Amarot. This place reminds me of Amarot in some ways. Very kind of peaceful, dedicated to reason. I think they're going to trust in the council. Hildois. Yes, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Pray excuse the interruption, but we were hoping you might share your thoughts on the Telophori and their unconscionable plans. My goodness, if it isn't the young Miss Levelier! My apologies, but I work in the offices of the Forum, and if word reached Master Fourcheneau that I was helping you... Oh, fucking A. God. She's just rubbing it in her face. I see. We're sorry to have bothered you. Yeah, maybe I should do this alone. Maybe having Alisaie here is more of a harm than a benefit in this specific task. Pirondier. What is it? Can a man not enjoy a moment of private respite? If you're looking to share a table, then I respectfully request you look elsewhere. Yeah, no, I'm with you. If someone comes up to me when I'm, like, at a coffee place, I don't want to be bothered. Oh, you must understand, sir. We were simply wondering if you knew of the Telophori. These enemies of peace have promised an end to all we hold dear. And, wait, you're that House Levelier girl, aren't you? Mrr. And this woman with you is obviously a foreigner. I heard you were disowned for helping outsiders indulge their barbaric whims, and here you are giving truth to the rumor. Oh, thank you to leave me be. I've naught to say to the likes of you. I was not expecting this response. Well, I must apologize. 'Twas foolish to me to expect an ounce of civility from one so enlightened. Kamkakusho, yeah, she's pissed. And I completely don't blame her. She's just getting treated like an outcast because she's literally an outcast. Hopefully the proprietor will help. Welcome, madam. What can I offer you today? Wait, is that Mistress Alisaie I see there? My word, how long has it been? Far too long. Yeah, this guy has fond memories of her. Good. Meet Dickon, the owner of the Last Stand. I used to frequent his cafe on occasion, in between lessons at the studium. And Dickon actually... So we know from the earlier discussion that... from the earlier quest dialogue that Dickon kind of goes against the grain here. That most people think food is like a useless waste of time. And he's like, fuck that. I like delicious food. So I'm gonna... So he's less bound to orthodoxy of Charlatan. Seems like an age ago now. I remember hearing that you and Master Alphino had set sail for Eorzea, but you never came back. Lately, there's been gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. Everything all right at home? Yeah, it's not. It's complicated, and I hadn't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with our situation quite so quickly. Everyone has an opinion, it seems. Well, it is House Levelier. No matter how discreet Master Fourcheneau may have been, news of your family's doings never stays secret for long. Things being what they are, what brings you back to the city now of all times? We have questions, and only Charlatan has the answers. Tell me, Master Dickon, have you heard anything about an apocalypse called the Final Days? What, like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. And that's what you came here to? You're here to find information on this apocalypse? Yes, whatever we can learn. Unfortunately, your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak with me. I wish there were more I could do to help. I like that slow zoom in, like he's thinking, and then like the camera is really emphasizing that. But maybe there is. You're a visitor to Charlatan, aren't you? Yep, that's me. And few will know your face. We should be able to pass you off as a server with none the wiser. I mean, Again, I'm pretty famous. I'm kind of a big deal, so I don't think it'll work, but maybe in video game it will. We just finished preparing a few orders. Strike up some friendly conversation while you're setting down the food, and might just get answers you're looking for. Not a bad idea. I hate to ask, but what do you think? Absolutely. I got my servant pants on. I'm ready, good to go. That's the spirit. I don't know what this accent is. Pay attention now, and I'll explain where each of these dishes needs to go. Tea sets for the chatty group sitting by the water's edge. The omelets for our regulars, a Highlander by the name of Gisla, at a table outside with her friends. And behind them, there's a Makote gentleman who ordered the oven-baked lobster. Got all that? If you're not sure, just ask, and I'll explain again. I probably don't have all that. First customer's table. Okay, which I have no memory. With her friends, this is the omelet, I think? Oh god, I have to remember this. I think it's the omelet. You work here, don't you? I'm still waiting on the charming little tea set. Nope, this is the tea set. Okay. Good, they just tell me at the table. Oh, my tea set. Thank you. Lovely. The Talofa who? I've never heard of them or their final days. My friends and I are somewhat uninformed when it comes to current events. Now, if you wanted to hear about ritual arcane practices of the 6th era, common or esoteric, I'd be happy to talk your ear off. I mean, yes, can I join your tea? But maybe not now. Gods above, I'm starving. I've never known the service to be this slow. Okay, so you're not going to tell me. Oven-baked lobster is one of the last stand's finest, most famous dishes. Flavor is said to be phenomenal, but unfortunately so is the price. So you're looking for the last stand lobster, I think. You're looking for something, whatever is the omelet, I think? Ah, finally. 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's dig in, no time to waste. Oh, but here I am wasting your time. Sorry about this. What? The Talafari? Oh, yes, I remember seeing the name in the latest Gazette. That and some grand claim about the end of days. Same old senseless warmongering. When will these fools grow tired of spilling each other's blood? Best stay out of it. The Four made the right choice, and I fully support our decision to remain neutral. Yeah, so this is more what I expected, that they're minimizing it. Okay, so you're pumped for the lobster. Urbane banter with a smile. No, I'm giving you your food. I wouldn't want to get in the way of someone and their lobster. At last, the oven-baked lobster is mine. You have no idea how long I've scrimped and saved and suffered to afford this heavenly dish. I'm happy to help you with it. Lobster is incredible. It's so good. The final days. This is the first I've heard of it. Although that would explain why my friend has been rushed off his feet. Must be a busy time to be a gleaner. Yeah, probably all kinds of monsters popping up left and right. You don't know what a gleaner is? They're collectors of a sort. Travel the world procuring things we haven't got here in Charlayan. Priceless books, unusual live specimens, and so forth. Yeah, so I was right about why they're called gleaners. Okay, good. So named for all those folk who trail after the reapers in the fields, picking up every grain which was missed. By all accounts, gleaning is a most meticulous and demanding profession. I love this bunny boy's costume here. It's like a very, very surfer-looking dude. He's got the swim trunks on and the open shirt. Very cool. If these Talafari make good on their audacious threats, then how many uncatalogued rarities could be lost forever? Why else would the gleaners be buzzing about in such a frenzy? Yeah, but apocalypse doesn't mean the end of the world outside of Charlayan. It means the end of the world. Watch the harbor and you'll see what I mean. They're carting loads in from the docks all day. It's never been this hectic before, not like this. So there was someone before was in the town was saying that there's far more traffic and cargo being on and offloaded every day than there ever has. And this must be what they were talking about. Okay, so yeah, people are still not taking it super seriously, but it's not like they're pretending it's not there. The gleaners specifically are taking action. Any trouble with the customers? Were you able to get anyone talking? Interesting. They seem unaware of the final days, aside from whatever vague news the gazettes are printing. Even Dickon had nothing to offer, and he's the best source of gossip in the city. If the Forum does have secret knowledge, then they've done an impressive job of ensuring no one whispers it in the wrong ear. And, like, we know that word gets out that, like, even if Fortuno, like, didn't necessarily print an article about his disowning the twins, like, news got out quickly, so maybe they don't have secret information? In any case, thank you for playing the part so well. Here, that cup of coffee I promised. Hopefully it's hot chocolate, because that's something I would drink, even if coffee is not. But let's enjoy our drink somewhere else, shall we? Maybe behind the peristyle, away from the gossips and their wagging tongues. Let's go. Yeah, screw the gossips and screw those wagging tongues. And it's taking us... She's taking us to near where the Gleaners are, so maybe this will involve the Gleaners as our next step. Oh, Luna Takanashi. That's a player. Yes, this should do nicely. Out of the wind and out of sight. That's where I like to eat, too. An exile in her hometown. Poor Alisaie.
When my father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Charlian? Grahas said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length.
I do remember.
Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt.
So the philosophy is old, but the emotion is new. The degree is new.
And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say. Neither did Alpha know, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently.
Good. At least you know that you're in the right.
It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been. How being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family.
Wait, what?
If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
I guess. I still like you being kind of who you are. More of those Gleaners-laden boxes. Gleaner boxes laden ships. Gondolas.
They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos.
Labyrinthos. So that's one of the combat zones we know from the hunt logs.
A vast complex beneath the island.
Oh.
Charlian is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples.
It's preserved in Labyrinthos?
Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility.
Oh, so it's like a zoo slash botanical garden slash open research lab, that sort of thing. That's really cool.
Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat. Wait, didn't you hear something in the last stand about the Gleaners coming and going more than usual?
I did indeed.
I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And Gleaners answer to the Forum. Oh,
that's unexpected. I expected them to be more like independent types, rather than an arm of the Forum.
If the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the Forum is planning.
That's a good plan, and I am in. Let's go explore Labyrinthos then. Oh, the determined Kakushu face. Okay, heck yes. I'm in. A Labyrinthine Descent. Alisaie is excited to share your revelations. We should tell the others what we've learned about the Gleaners. Go on ahead to Numenon, and I'll join you in a moment. Master Dickon will want his cups back. That's right. Alisaie busses her own table, therefore she is a good person. That's one of those shortcuts to tell whether someone is a decent human being. If they're at a place that requires you to bus your own table, do you bus your own table, or do you just leave it and hope that they'll clean up after you? My loyal assistant returns. Is there a lexicon on the first floor that I need you to... Oh, you found something, haven't you? Oh, you're disappointed you can't order me around. That's my cat. Where's Alisaie? I thought she was with you. Yep, she'll be with us in a second. Is that coffee I smell? Did I miss the tea break? No, it's okay, buddy. Well, yes, you did. We didn't invite you because... reasons, I guess. Yeah, my cat's being quite chatty. Welcome back, Kakushu. Been for a walk and cleared your head, have you? Not exactly. We did some impromptu investigating and turned up some information on the Gleaners. I like that Alisaie didn't have to wait for, like, reading in books. That's not her style. I'm sure she's like a super smart scholar and all, but like, still not her preferred style of gathering information. It makes sense. The Gleaners take their requests directly from institutions and bureaucrats, but as you say, they ultimately answer to the Forum. A sudden and significant increase in Gleaner traffic and cargo certainly gives the impression of an overarching plan being put into motion. Alphino, let us see what theory we can build from the facts. As Stola observed earlier, Numenon's archives appear to contain no information concerning the final days. Coupled with Kakushu and Alisaie learning what Kakushu and Alisaie learned at the Last Stand, we can be reasonably sure that most Sharlayans know nothing of that particular period of ancient history. Yet my father and his colleagues are not only familiar with the final days, but are also somehow certain that the destruction being perpetrated by the Tolafroi is wholly unlike these apocalyptic events. Moreover, the Forum claims to be so occupied by a duty of such pressing importance that they saw fit to unanimously deny Eorzea's request for aid. And now the Gleaners, official agents of the state, have been mobilized on an unprecedented scale. I do not think it a stretch to conclude that the Gleaners' recent activities are in service to the Forum's secretive ends. No, that's a fairly straight line. I agree with you. Cryle. In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthos and assess the situation for ourselves. And if we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive to our questions. So, what do I think? Anything be heard? No, a fine vote. Let's get. What should we expect down there? Like, what should we expect down there? Oh, I would hate to spoil the surprise. Don't be that way. As for myself, there are a few more subjects I should like to research. I may join you later, but feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and be on your way. I'll see to it that each is returned to its proper place. Again, thank you, Graha. That would be a great help. Thank you, Raha. Alright, Alisaie. Let's head down to the stairs over there and I'll show you where the entrance is. Alright, we're off to presumably our first, like, combat-y zone of the expansion. Labyrinthos. Ready? Labyrinthos is not too far from here, but you may find the path a bit disorienting. I'll take the lead, so stay close. Follow Alisaie and try not to fall behind. Again, this is the second time where, like, it's an escort quest, but we're the one being escorted. Well, no, I guess she's the one... We're sort of escorting her. Are you... This is your idea of a brisk walk, really? Oh. It's pleasant here amongst the trees. But we really should move along. Don't hold back on my account. Yep, just a pleasant little amble. Now we run. Try to keep up. Okay. Nice, there we go. Keep to the path, straight ahead. Okay, so we're heading this way. We cross this bridge. Gotcha. So we're heading into the Archon's design. Up here. And we're heading east and north towards... What's up there? That's like House Levelier, isn't it? No, that's the Rostra. Never mind. Levelier is to the east. The Rostra. Not far now. Okay. So we're heading towards the Rostra. That's right. This is places... It's not... I keep forgetting. I was thinking, like, is it the woods outside of this? But no, it's like we're going down. Here we are. Through this door and down the stairs. You did remember to attune to the shard back there, didn't you? It'll make your life much easier if you need to come back in a hurry. Otherwise, we should keep moving. Let's do it. So this is the Rostra. Have we seen inside the Rostra before? I don't know that we have. No, this is cool. We haven't been here before. This is a sightseeing point. Look at a sightseeing point and everything. All right, let's learn a little bit more about the Rostra here. The Forum. In order to accommodate the 99 members of the Forum, their seating in the Assembly Hall is arranged in the shape of a spiral. Viewed from above, one is reminded of the symbol emblazoned upon the Charlian flag, the nautilus shell that keeps the water of knowledge. That's why it's a shell on there. I didn't notice that was a shell on their flag, but that's really cool. That makes sense. Okay, so the Rostra is like their government discussion debate hall. Gotcha. All right, so we're heading down the stairs. Porter, is that a Chocobo Porter? Chocobo Keep. I'm really surprised that Chocobo Keeps are still a thing. Like, does anyone use them regularly? Mechtild. You knew. Took me a while to check all these, so you go on ahead. Okay, thank you. Chocobo Keep. Well met, traveler. Might I interest you in a Chocobo Porter? Ah, do not tell me this is your first visit to this stop. I shall update my register with your name, so you may access this location in the future. Okay, yeah, so... this is the only place I have on my map, so I can't really use it right now. Maybe I'll use those more this expansion. Especially with the teleportation costs going up. Alright, Sherline. Welcome to the Hall of Artifice. Should you be looking to descend to Labyrinthos, the lift here will take you there. Shtola, or Alphino. I have not been to Labyrinthos for the longest time. Even as a student, my visits were few and far between. Is it because it was dangerous, or you just didn't have a need for it? Alisaie. You didn't take a wrong turn into the Rostra there, did you? I doubt the Forum would take kindly to you barging into a private session. Luckily, they were out of session, so I did not get arrested. Ishtola. How did the Forum learn of the final days, and exactly how much do they know? More to the point, what do they intend to do about it? Hopefully the answer to at least one of those questions lies below. I am optimistic. Alright, Kryl. We're all here now, yes? I've taken the liberty of securing permission for our group's descent. Right. Everyone onto the lift and down we go. I like that Kryl's getting more, like, she's getting much more of a, spotlight right now than she's ever had before outside of the Eureka quest lines, if I remember.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves, and this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation.
Sheep! Caracool!
Knowledge buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
It's the most ominous description of a library I've ever heard. Labyrinthos, here we come. It's raining down here? They allow there to be rain down here, or is that just false rain? In a place, I guess maybe there aren't books down here, so it's not. Maybe there have to be like has to be rain for like certain flowers to
Not what you expected.
be there.
I must admit, the artifice is very convincing.
I mean, there's even rain again.
I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
Super cool.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Aren't those people gleaners?
I guess you could. I guess they have packs on their back, and yeah, they're. I guess they're.
Aye, judging by their dress.
Oh, it's the dress that's like
They are
gleaner
said to work
dress.
alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Especially if they work alone, then yeah. That smile. Alisaie is so
Spread out
great.
And get some answers then.
Let's get some answers then. Uh-oh. Regular headache or echo flashback?
Did you call to me just now?
No?
No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent.
Did you hear from Heidelin?
I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
That's what my money would be on, is Heidelin calling her, but... Huh. Because she also has the echo. I mean, of course she has the echo, yeah. Huh. Okay. Okay, welcome to, Labyrinthos. Check this place out. This is a big old place. Wait, level 88. Oh, I guess this is, maybe this is going to be like a couple of those zones from Shadowbringers where, like, part of it is lower level and part of it is higher level that we come back to later. Look at this. Oh, so awesome. This is awesome. Upper Acrinthos. So you're one of the gleaners. Probably not going to have much to say to me. This is for Poria. This is for Thaumazyne. So you're just organizing your goods. Fascinating. But could we go back to what you were saying there earlier? Yeah, so Alisaie is investigating. Talking to some gleaners. Good for her. Alphino doing the same. Excuse me, are you a gleaner? If you don't mind, I have some questions to ask. Labyrinthota. Oh, a fresh face. That's a rare sight. How might I help you, newcomer? What do you do here? What instrument is that? This is such a whimsical tune. This is so playful. It sounds like something straight out of, like, the Omori dream world. Labyrinthota. Simply put, my job here is to record and classify the Gleaner's acquisitions. But the work's anything but simple. We collect all manner of items here in Labyrinthos. Ancient scriptures, artifacts, rare specimens, you name it, odds are we have it. And all that needs to be inspected. What kind of place is this? This is Upper Acrinthos, Labyrinthos' primary storage facility for materials delivered via the lift. Here we identify and sort deliveries before they're sent on to the Archaon, or another facility for safekeeping. You might say we're a service entrance for Labyrinthos. That sounds like a good way to put it. Thank you. Fimborg. That's a cool name. Not looking forward to transporting all this, but I am looking forward to a nice drink afterwards. God, this accent is terrible. All these accents are terrible, but I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles. Cryo looks like she's doing her own investigation. Most of these gatherers here appear to be gleaners. Why don't you wander around and try making small talk? Okay? Dobbin. Dobbin has a sock! You want to know what I'm doing, hauling books and ore and fauna. If it needs hauling, I haul it. Every decade or so, they take stock in Labyrinthos. You know, sort and tidy up the inventory. Never seen an operation like this before, though. They did one, just did one a few summers ago, even. Then, with no warning at all, this mess gets dropped in our laps. Orders from on high. Damned if I know the reason. Could be they're changing the layout, eh? Preparing for the next big expansion. Could be. Ooh, a lookout. Or, yeah, one of those, not lookout, no, I guess it's a lookout. Ishtola, what are you looking at? Nay, I am not shirking my duties. I've not been down here in an age and wish to get my bearings before I went bumbling about. From what I can see, there's not obviously out of place. Seems we'll have to resort to discreet inquiries as usual. Yeah, no blowing stuff up just yet. Look at this place. You got the dome above with like a chandelier. I guess that's like the sun during the daytime. That acts as the sun. All that leading up to the... I can't look higher, but that must just be the elevator that goes higher up to where we just came from, to Charlie in the city, or to the Rostra. Got like it looks like almost like this is sort of a similar structure to the Rostra, where it's the spiral leading downwards. I don't think there's any meaning in that. Just kind of cool. The Path of Artifice. This massive lift is one of several which connects the surface of Old Charlian to the subterranean research and storage complex of Labyrinthos. At the end of its descent, the mechanism opens up onto the hub of Upper Acrinthos, from where passengers or cargo continue towards other facilities. Okay, let's talk with Tiev here. Let me think. The Rhea seeds should be item 1058, Cumin seeds 1059, Snurbbleberry 1060 or 1061? Ah, my head feels like it's stuffed with Moko grass. Why more loads to take out than carry in? Aha, so the loads are going out, and the other guy mentioned that they're clearing out rooms, so maybe they are expecting... I mean, so maybe they're expecting the final days... So, again, this is my theory. They're expecting the final days to come and nothing can be done about it, so they're just trying to survive it and preparing room to, like, shelter as much of the world's knowledge as possible. Why do all this at once and risk mixing it up? What if someone mistakes the Kurthan carrots for the Girabanian carrots? What then? Yeah, it's time sensitive. So I think the forum is convinced that the final days are upon us, and there's just nothing they can do to help. Nothing we can do to help. Nothing they can do to help. Let's see how the rapier they've got compares with my current weapon. Probably poorly. Yeah, not as good. Just because I have the that sweet final Bojin relic. This was the first relic I ever completed, by the way. So I'm still very proud of it. Nonolato. I only just started as a gleaner, so I don't mind handling menial chores. Any experience is good experience, right? That's right, it's a resume builder. I'll do whatever it takes so that one day they'll trust me with those veteran requests that take you all over the world. Got Nonolato working his way up. Good job, guy. Though apparently there may not be much world to... Anyway. Oh, look, purple Santa Chocobo or pink Santa Chocobo. So cute. Stokes Einstein. Oh man, that's an awesome name. With the little Moogle staff. I love how players look in this game. Erinville. Are you here to help me or give me more headaches? Because you don't have the look of a gleaner, and I'm in no mood for idle chatter. One of my colleagues was so exhausted he took a tumble and crashed into a pile of crates, and now I have a pack of marmots running loose. Oh, you have no idea how many star marmots I've killed in my day. Want me to help? Ooh, Junkmonger. I assume you just sell, Yeah, you just sell regular stuff, and I saw it. So I might actually come back to you eventually for field and tradecraft gear, because again, mine is all like level 70. But that's down the line. Any luck, Kukushu? What tales did the gleaners have to tell you? Yeah, so just all the stuff that we learned. So this grand operation began without warning. And for every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory elsewhere. That would explain the haggard faces I've been seeing. We were right. The Forum is definitely up to something. And they're turning Labyrinthos upside down in the process. So we now have Ethernet access to here. I actually, before I pick up the next quest, because I'm going to wrap the session up here, what does the travel log now show? Like for this zone? Acrinthos Western Highlands, Ruby Sea, Amarang. Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be something else. There's going to be some fourth barrier, so it's not like they just removed flying, but it's not going to be the Ethernet current. Interesting. But that's something we'll explore next time. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all later. Okay, bye-bye.